And I just thought the world's in a weird place, so maybe we talk about something positive or motivational, because it's really hard, I think, to be motivational right now. So I was just kind of thinking maybe we just talk about recharging and resetting and what can we focus on that's positive in the world. And I would love to hear what other people have to say. I love music, but I can't always talk over it. So, I'm just thinking it's crazy out there right now, right? Like there's so much fighting, and it just seems like it can be a little depressing sometimes. So, hi, my name is Jamie. I am a writer who used to be a therapist, and I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in Christian counseling of substance abuse and addictive disorders. No longer practice in the field, but I like to talk about mental health and just like positive things. And I just want to say that if you're here with me now, I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad to meet you, and I hope maybe I can share something that's helpful to you. Time to maybe take a step away from everything going on in the news and the media. We have to see it, we have to know it, but we have to also be mindful of our mental health. I know I definitely woke up this morning feeling like so depressed, and part of that's just personal things I have going on, but part of that is just like every day I feel like we just hear something that is just worse and worse and worse. And it's, I would like to wake up and hear something good just one day, So today's theme, I just kind of thought would be growth. Life isn't about never falling, but it's about getting up more than you fall, basically. And I have this whole ideal or thought where no matter how many times you fall, you can always get back up. It's not impossible. It's something that is achievable. We all fail at some point. I mean, look, I'm failing to find my words for this live right now, but I'm trying. I want to try and think about some good things that have happened to me this week and not just all the bad and the stressful things, But there's a quote that I really love, and it's, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. And I really like that. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. And I think that's really kind of a perfect thought process for where we are. I feel like every time I turn around, I feel like I'm hitting a brick wall lately. And, I don't know. I guess I just needed that quote today. But I'm curious if any of you have a challenge that's taught you something valuable or gone through something this week that maybe you were able to take a positive lesson from it. I'm just curious. Here to support, here to listen, here to talk. Hey, I know that for me, I learned a lesson in setting boundaries, and it's really hard. It's really painful because it's somebody that I really love, but time is long past due. And it hurts because I don't know what they're going to do. They're like watching a train wreck, and it's hard. But I'm proud of myself for setting the boundary, and I have to remember that whatever consequences happen, those aren't my fault. Those aren't my fault. Sometimes you have to set boundaries because you can't be a part of someone else's sickness or whatever it is with them. But it doesn't make it easy. The right decision is not always the easiest decision. And it's so easy to tell people set boundaries, do this. I wouldn't do that. And then it's when you're in those shoes, it's definitely not as easy as it sounds. So I guess that's kind of the lesson that I took away this week. But every obstacle that I overcome is just proof that I never quit climbing the wall. I'm never going to quit climbing the wall, no matter how much I want to. And I definitely have wanted to quit a few times this week. But I'm still here, and I'm not going away, and I'm not going to quit. So I think let's kind of shift the energy up a little bit. I think we all of us, me, I, you, whoever's out there, we all want to focus on what we can do, what we are able to do. We want to think positively. It can be so easy. Like, to me, negativity is so contagious. It's so contagious. It's like rust. You get rust on your car, I swear to God, it spreads like a cancer, right? And I think negativity is the same. I think when we are negative, then it just kind of has a ripple effect or a domino effect on other people. And it's time to stop letting that impact us. You know, we're always going to feel negative at some point or another, but we don't have to stay stuck. And right now, with everything going on in the world, it is so easy to stay stuck in what is not good for us, what's not good for our minds and our brains. You know, it's okay to tell yourself things like, I am capable, I am learning, I am growing. You know, this is just a setback. I'm not going to quit. Like, that's totally okay. And, you know, it's okay to feel hopeful, right? Let's talk about hope. Hope isn't blind optimism. It's the stubborn belief that tomorrow can be better when today feels so heavy. And we have to just hope that tomorrow, when we wake up and we start anew, that it is better than today. You know, and I've heard people say, you know, they're 6 feet above ground and that's all they can be grateful for. Sometimes that's all you can be grateful for, and that's okay. Like, no judgment here. You know, but we all have the capability to succeed against all odds. It's just a matter of, will we keep pushing forward and pushing forward? And it's okay to take breaks too, right? Just because you fail doesn't mean you can't take a break and then start over. Just don't quit and never come back. So I know I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but people who succeed against all odds, you've got to think about this, right? They didn't win because life was easy. They won because they quit. They refused to quit, right? And, you know, I used to always say I was like a professional quitter because I would do something, and then if I felt like I was doing too good, I would quit. So it was like my self-sabotage. And now, as I get older, I realize that, like, I am capable of so much more than I like to give myself credit for. So I'm just trying to do better and trying to be better. But it's okay on those days where shit doesn't work out for me to just feel like I want to sit down and have a bad day. But tomorrow when I get up, I have to try again. I can't just quit. So I would like to ask a question. And if you're here, if you're here hanging out, I would love to see an answer in the chat, if you don't mind, right? If nothing could stop you, what would you like to start this week? If nothing could stop you, what would you like to start this week? Okay, well, don't censor yourself. If you don't want to tell me and you don't want to share with me, that's okay. Write it down for yourself. But if nothing could stop you, what would you start this week? Okay, just kind of take that, think about it, write about it, do whatever it is, ponder on it, because I feel like it's important for us to realize we can have a big dream. We can have a huge dream, but we've got to remember we've got to take one step at a time to get to that dream. And I know sometimes I get caught up in wanting to do everything all at once, and then I get overwhelmed and want to stop. Just remember, it's going to be one foot in front of the other, one step up the ladder. You've got to build up to it, and you've got to do it one step at a time. Mountains are climbed step by step, right? You don't just one day arrive at the top of the mountain. You can't just leap to the top of the mountain, right? You have to climb and climb and climb, or walk the trail, or whatever, however it is that you get there. So when you feel like quitting, just remember, it's like when you're climbing that mountain and you need a break, it's okay to take a break. When you feel like you want to quit, it's okay to sit down and take a breather, because when you get to the top of the mountain, you are going to be really proud of yourself. And I don't know, I just really hope that analogy makes sense. It's been a little bit of a rough weekend myself, so I guess this pep talk is partly for me, but also partly for whoever wants to listen. This week, I want to challenge myself but I also encourage you guys to challenge yourselves to a couple of different things. And one is encourage one person this week. Reach out and encourage one person, whether it's through a text message, whether it's on a video, whether it's through a phone call, whether it's just smiling at a stranger in the grocery store. Like, let's pay it forward just a little bit. It's so easy to be negative, but let's show just a little bit of kindness to just one person. Let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. Like, you never know the impact you can have by doing that. Take one step toward the goal that you've been putting off. If you're a procrastinator like me, just take one step toward that goal, whether it's writing out a plan or brainstorming ideas. Take that step. Don't put it off another day. Take that step this week. When negative talk or negative self-talk shows up in your life, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. I want you to replace it with the actual truth. It's so easy to be like, oh, I'm never going to make it. I'm not going to do this. And it's so hard to just keep pushing forward. It's so easy to quit, but it is so hard to not give up, right? And I just really encourage you to replace any negative self-thinking with some positive self-thinking this week. If it's something as simple as I'm dumb, just tell yourself, I am not dumb. I am just struggling today, but I can figure this out. I can get through this. And don't forget to be grateful, right? Gratitude is everything. I notice when I am grateful and when I show gratitude, I feel like my life experience is better. I feel like even my negative interactions are better overall. So that those are kind of like helpful. They're not huge, but they're little seeds that you can plant this week, throughout your week, with other people, with yourself. And seeds always blossom into something bigger, right? So go sow those seeds in the week of, encouraging other people, taking one step towards a goal you're procrastinating on, and not letting yourself get sucked into negative self-talk. But as I kind of wrap up, let's just circle back to gratitude. Think of something good that you're grateful for. Just think of something you're grateful for, right? Anything. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. You can hold on to it, but hold on to that thing that you're grateful for. Just remember what you're grateful for. Don't let that go. It's so easy to forget those things when life starts getting real crazy for us. And just remember, like, you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. You're so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. And your story isn't over. There's still plenty of chapters ahead. The chapter you're in right now might be a really long, rough, boring chapter or difficult chapter, but the next chapter might be the breakthrough chapter of your life for you.